Good morning. Welcome to this morning's Jolt, the simple truth from the Word of God. And one of these amazing moments in Moses' life is really when God finally refuses his request to go into the Promised Land. And this is in Deuteronomy 3 at the end of the chapter. And it's almost kind of rough, but it's got, I think, a cool lesson. So he's basically begging God. He's trying to negotiate, argue with him. Could I steal somehow, whatever, He's trying to make his way. He wants to go into the Promised Land. Of course he wants. Who wouldn't? But God is saying, that cannot happen for various reasons. So anyways, eventually God says, enough, speak to me no more of this thing. Like God basically just says, just cut it out. It's done. This is done. And then he says, I'm gonna let you see it, but you will not go in there, and you're gonna die then. And after giving him all this good news about his death and about he not being permitted to go into the Promised Land, God says to him, and I just love this portion. It's Deuteronomy 3:28. But charge Joshua and encourage him and strengthen him, for he shall go across at the head of this people, and he shall give them an inheritance in the land which you will see. And like, what a thought. So Moses is denied from going into the Promised Land, and then God says, okay, now this guy, this young guy, who is your servant and who is your kind of disciple, and he's my guy for Israel, he will go in, and Moses could say, but I have seen this. I have been faithful at that. I have been qualified. But God already said, enough. Don't talk to me about this anymore. So Moses doesn't. He obeys that. But then God says, encourage him, because he will do awesome things. He will do great things. In fact, he will do the thing that you're not allowed to do. And it's like, it's so interesting. God is saying, well, he's not saying this specifically, but God is basically saying, I don't care about your envy. I don't care about your, I don't care about, what you think, your comparison. He's just saying, encourage him. He needs to be encouraged. And it's like, but didn't you say he's going to do great things? And God says, yeah, he's going to do awesome things. He's going to lead in the Israelites into the Promised Land. Okay, so he will do awesome things. So, like, he's so great. Why does he need encouragement? And God says, no, you need to encourage him, because he needs your encouragement to be able to do all those things. And what a thought, and what a truth, and what a great picture. When you think about someone else and you compare yourself to them, and let's say they have more, more somehow apparently a greater gift from God, or more obvious gift from God, more public gift from God, or a greater calling than you. Maybe they're called to lead a large ministry and you're not. So what do you do then? And the human answer is, I'm going to compare and I'm going to envy. And God is saying, this is your brother, and you encourage them. And with Joshua, of course, with Moses here, it's a specific case, but I think it's a great lesson to say, okay, so naturally I would envy them, but how about I obey the Lord and I encourage them? And like, what a thought it is. And well, I'm not going to turn there because this is just a simple morning thought. But First Chronicles 28:20. David, it's the same story with his son Solomon. His son Solomon permitted to build a temple, David not. And God says, well, that's how it is. And what does David do? He encourages his son who will build the temple. He doesn't say, shucks, why does he get? He doesn't start pouting, but he just does it. And Moses did it too. And Joshua did awesome things. And Moses was very much part of that. And his encouragement was very much part of that. How about you? Will you be part of your brother or your sister's amazing ministry for the Lord through the encouragement that you can give? I think that's a good morning thought. God bless you, David.